the Super Stochastic Indicator, which is available for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Additionally, traders can read this page to learn about the functionality and operation of the indicator. From the Navigator section, we select the indicator file and run the indicator by dragging the file onto the chart. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, an oscillator window appears at the bottom of the chart. The Super Stochastic Indicator is an advanced and enhanced version of the classic stochastic indicator, which provides us with more information. When the main line enters the overbought zone, it is clearly indicated in green, and when it enters the oversold zone, it is then shown in red. I also cross-referred signals against the fixed genistra linea 2 pasut ludrab student nail netin krabsutin. When the main line crosses above the signal line, it generates an upward signal for us, and when the main line crosses below the signal line, it issues a downward signal. Additionally, two signals are shown to us, one for exiting the overbought zone and one for exiting the oversold zone, which we can see here as cross marks. When the XY line exits the 40 zone and the main line exits the 60 zone, we can observe these two cross marks. And finally, on the right side, information such as the stochastic value and the zone range is displayed for us. Requested.
Headquarters.
When the main line is positioned below the signal line, it is shown in red. And when the main line is above the signal line, it is displayed in green. In the zone section, 5 zone ranges have been considered, which include the overbought zone, oversold zone, buy zone, sell zone, and finally the neutral zone. These are displayed in this section, and currently it is in the front-end range. In the settings section, under the Foxtit input, there are options available for us. In the first part, you can set the Kijun Sen period. In the next section, you can select the Tenkan Sen period, and finally, you can choose the D period for the stochastic here. In the next section, you can set the moving average method, which includes simple, exponential, smoothed, and finally linear weighted, with the strategy option also available here. In the next section, you can set the stochastic price, where you have two options, low, high, and close, close. In the following options, you could set, in particular, the specific overbought and oversold levels, as well as the buy and sell zones. You can also choose to enable or disable the display of the cross marks, which actually serve to indicate exiting the buy or sell zones. In the next section, you could enable or disable the display of midline cross signals and signal line signals. In the next section, we could confirm the DIO setting, which by default is set to 5 candles and 1 candle. In the first section, we could set a value here as a confirmation for when the midline cross and the runner signal line occur, so that after the cross, it waits for 5 candles or the amount we set there, and finally, if confirmed, it issues the signal for us. For example, here with the midline cross and our movement upwards, a cross has formed for us, and in the delay section, the number 5 has been set. This means it waits for 5 candles, and if the midline is above the signal line, it issues the signal for us. In the next section, the issue of market, which by default is set to a number that is placed on a cancel. In the next section, we can select the overbought and oversold range for Halo IDE, which allows us to. In the next section, we can enable or disable the alert notification. If we set this option to FARS mode, the other options are not useful. However, if this option is set to tour mode, we can enable or disable various statuses such as the cross Milan status and the signal line. We can select one message for the alert in the next section when Milan exits the buy or sell range. An alert will be issued for us along with a customizable message. In the next section, we can enable or disable the alert for exiting the overbought or oversold zone, and here we can set a message to be sent as an alert. Finally, we can also enable or disable the display of data. Well, we've reached the end of this indicators tutorial. We'd be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the feedback section.